It is a great honor to stand before you today and speak about something that we all hold dear but often take for granted: our time. Time is one of the most precious resources in our lives. It is the one thing that no matter who we are or what we do, we can never get back once it's passed. And yet, despite its undeniable value, many of us waste it in ways we don't even realize. We all know the saying, time flies, and it's true. It seems like one moment we are starting our careers, making plans, and dreaming about the future, and the next thing we know, we are reflecting on the years that have passed. But here's the reality we all need to understand: we never know how much time we have. Tomorrow is never promised. What you do today, right now, is what matters most. Today, I want to talk about why time is such a valuable resource, why we often waste it, and more importantly, how we can stop squandering it. I want to help you realize that every moment counts and that time, once lost, can never be recovered. We begin each day with the same 24 hours. It doesn't matter if you're a CEO of a multinational company, a student studying for exams, or a parent raising children. Each of us has the same amount of time each day. However, what sets us apart is how we choose to use that time. Time is a gift. It's not something we can store up, hoard, or buy. It's given to us in equal measure each day. But it's also a finite resource. Unlike money, which can be earned, saved, and spent again, time moves forward without pausing or slowing down for anyone. Once a moment passes, it's gone forever. And the fact that we cannot replenish time makes it more valuable than anything else we have. Yet so many of us take this gift for granted, believing that we have all the time in the world to accomplish our dreams, meet our goals, or fix our mistakes. But the truth is, time doesn't wait for anyone. What would you do if you knew exactly how much time you had left? Would you still waste time scrolling through your phone, binge watching TV shows, or procrastinating on things that matter? We would probably spend more time with our loved ones, pursue our passions, and be more mindful of how we spend our days. But since none of us knows exactly how much time we have, we should treat every moment with the respect it deserves. Many of us live as if time is infinite, and as a result, we waste it. We spend hours on things that don't contribute to our well-being, personal growth, or success. How many of us have said, we'll get started on our goals tomorrow, only for tomorrow to turn into weeks, months, or even years? How often do we say we'll start exercising, working on our projects, or improving our lives, only to keep putting it off until it's too late? Wasting time doesn't only mean doing nothing. It means engaging in activities that aren't in alignment with our values or goals. It could mean spending hours on social media, mindlessly scrolling through endless feeds of content that doesn't improve our lives. It could mean staying in jobs or relationships that don't fulfill us, all because we're afraid of change or stepping out of our comfort zones. It could even mean procrastinating on things that matter, putting off what we need to do because we are distracted by smaller, less important tasks. The cost of wasting time is not just in the hours and minutes we let slip away. It's also in the missed opportunities, the things we could have accomplished, the growth we could have experienced, and the person we could have become. Every minute you spend on something that doesn't serve your future is a minute you'll never get back. If you keep wasting time, you might wake up one day with nothing to show for it but regret. You may ask yourself, why is time so crucial when it comes to our happiness? The reason is simple: happiness doesn't come from possessions, achievements, or status. It comes from how we spend our time and who we spend it with. The moments we share with others, the experiences we create, and the sense of fulfillment we get from pursuing our passions are what truly contribute to our happiness. Have you ever felt like life is passing you by and you're not really living? That's often because we're so caught up in the race to achieve things, to do more, to be more, that we forget to enjoy the moments. True happiness comes when we're present in our lives, when we savor the small moments, and when we live each day with intention. The danger of wasting time is that we may spend our lives chasing after things that don't matter in the end, and we could miss the beauty of the life we already have. We might find ourselves looking back, wondering where all the time went, and regretting that we didn't use it wisely. Time, after all, is the currency with which we buy the experiences that shape our happiness. One of the biggest barriers to using our time wisely is the sheer number of distractions that constantly pull our attention away from what's important. In today's world, distractions are everywhere: our smartphones, social media, constant news updates, and endless entertainment options. It's easy to get lost in the noise, to be sucked into the vortex of distraction and procrastination. How many of us have found ourselves spending hours on our phones, scrolling through social media, only to realize that hours have passed and we've accomplished nothing? We check our notifications, reply to messages, and watch videos that don't add value to our lives. This constant distraction makes it harder for us to focus on the things that really matter: our goals, our relationships, and our personal development. But distractions aren't just limited to technology. They can come in the form of unproductive habits, toxic relationships, or the overwhelming need to please others. Sometimes we waste time by allowing ourselves to be distracted from our own priorities by the demands and expectations of others. And while it's important to stay connected and be there for people we care about, we also have to learn to set boundaries. We must protect our time, because every time we say yes to something that doesn't serve us, we are saying no to something that could. The antidote to wasting time is focus. In a world full of distractions, focus is more important than ever. When we focus on one task at a time, we are more efficient, more productive, and more likely to achieve our goals. Focus allows us to give our full attention to the things that matter, and when we do that, we can accomplish more in less time. But focus requires discipline. It means eliminating distractions and being intentional with how we spend our time. It means setting aside dedicated time for our most important tasks and sticking to a schedule. It means learning to say no to the things that pull us away from our priorities, even when they seem urgent or enticing. Focus also means knowing what you want to achieve and being clear on your goals. If you don't know where you're going, it's easy to get lost in the sea of distractions. But when you have a clear vision and a plan for how to get there, you can avoid the traps of time-wasting activities and keep your focus sharp. Time management is not something we are born with, it's a skill that we must develop. Successful people are not necessarily the ones with the most talent or the best resources, they are the ones who know how to manage their time effectively. Time management is about prioritizing the tasks that matter, planning ahead, and executing with discipline. There are many techniques for managing time, but the most important one is to make sure you are always working on the most important thing at any given moment. This could be a long-term project, a personal goal, or simply taking care of your health and well-being. The key is to focus on what brings the most value and ensures you are making progress toward your future. One common method for time management is the Pomodoro technique, where you work in focused intervals, usually 25 minutes, followed by a short break. This helps to eliminate distractions and increase productivity. Another method is prioritizing tasks using the Eisenhower matrix, where tasks are divided into categories based on urgency and importance. Learning to prioritize allows you to make sure that you're always working on the things that will move you forward. Finally, we need to reflect on how we are using our time. Too often, we rush through life without taking a moment to pause and ask ourselves, how am I spending my time? Is this the best use of my energy and effort? Reflection helps us gain perspective on our lives and assess whether we are heading in the right direction. It also allows us to make adjustments when we notice that we've been wasting time on things that don't matter. Make it a habit to reflect regularly on how you're spending your time. Are your actions aligned with your values? Are you using your time to work toward your goals? If not, what can you do differently? Reflection helps us stay accountable to ourselves and our dreams. Time is the one resource that is equally distributed among us all, but how we use it can determine the trajectory of our lives. The way you spend your time today shapes who you will be tomorrow. The moments you waste now are lost forever, and they can never be recovered. But the good news is that it's never too late to start using your time more wisely. Don't wait for a perfect moment to begin. The time to act is now. Don't let distractions, procrastination, or fear keep you from living the life you've always dreamed of. Every moment is an opportunity to work on your goals, grow as a person, and build a life that brings you fulfillment. So I leave you with this: don't waste your time. Use it wisely. Be intentional with every moment. And remember, life is not about how much time you have, but how you use the time you've been given. Thank you.